This your boy Sugar Shot Evans.
My name is Fabrice Verdun.
This is Calvin Gaston.
I'm Leoro Machida.
You're watching the Hollywood MMA Show.
Hollywood MMA Show.
Watching the Hollywood MMA Show.
I'm David Kano with the Hollywood MMA Show here at RFA9, StubHub Center, Carson, California. And it's all done. We are down to the nitty-gritty. It's all done. I'm joined with the boss, the one and only Ed Soares.
How you doing, man?
It's been a long day for you, right?
Very long day, man.
Go through the day. What time did it start at this morning for you?
I was up at 7 in the morning, and yeah, that's when the day started, man. I was up 7 in the morning. I was sat with Sven, our COO, and my wife was kind of helping out, doing, making sure all the VIP tables were done. So I just went over on that, and then that's when the day started. And that's when, there's a bunch of fires that came up, a bunch, nobody really knows what goes on behind the scenes, but just a bunch of things happen, and you just have to bear with it and deal with it and get through it and put out fires and hope for a good show. And thank God, I thought it was a great show.
And everyone, what they see, the finished product is, the announcers, the ring girls, the octagon, the fighters. They don't see the inner workings of people breaking it down, people setting it up, and that's something that you've dealt with all day.
Yeah, definitely. From little things like, this was our first outdoor event, so there's things that we had learned. One thing that I learned is that we can't use that sort of mat on an outdoor show, especially near the beach. We need to use a real canvas. This is our first outdoor show, so I've never experienced that. So, we kind of live and learn, I'm happy with the show that we did, but I'm not satisfied by any means. I think we could do better, and I think, I'm not satisfied. I'm happy with the way the show turned out, but I'm not satisfied. I want to do better. I know we can do better.
And that's something that was addressed a little bit earlier, was the dew on the mat, because we are Southern California, and that's something that just came out of the blue, right?
Yeah, it just came out, but it's not even so much the dew. I think it's just the what that fabric, what the canvas was made on, the print, the way it's printed on. It's a synthetic fabric, so anytime you get any sort of moisture on it, it becomes slippery. And like I said, it was just an air, but things happen. At the end of the day, it was a good night of fights. I thought that the night started off really, really strong with some great fights, and there was a couple fights that I wasn't too happy with and too impressed with. I thought the Steve Mocco fight was boring. I think Steve Mocco is a great wrestler, but I think he needs to let his hands go and believe in his hands and make it an MMA fight and not a wrestling match. And but other than that, I think all the fights were good.
Our favorite fight, to me, hands down, I don't know if it was fight of the night for you, was out of Eddie Bravo's camp, I believe, Alan Jubin against Chris Spang.
Yeah.
Spang is a warrior. He took elbows and head kicks, and he even knocked Jubin down. That was, to me, that was like a great fight. What did you think about that fight?
I thought that fight was great. I think there was quite a few. Like I said, I thought all the fights were really good. I thought the fights were excellent. I thought that fight was good. I thought the Brian Ortega fight was a good fight. I thought the Matt Manzanares fight was a good fight. I thought the Pedro Curran fight, I thought Curran probably looked the best he's looked in quite a while. It was sad to see him retire, to see a guy that has done so much and been involved in the sport for so long. It was a bummer to see him, but in a way it was an honor to have him fight his last show in our event.
Brian Ortega, he reminded me a lot. We talked about that of a Nate or Nick Diaz. Does that look like true to you, of that same type of swagger, boxing wise as well?
Yeah, maybe a little bit. I never thought of it that way. I know Brian Ortega very well, and I know Nick and Nate. Nick and Nate have always been really cool to me, but I think they have a little bit of a street essence for sure. I definitely think they have a little bit of a street essence.
Brian as well.
I think so. Yeah, he was raised in Carson, California, man. You know what I mean?
I saw it in the ring because I've never watched him fight, but he had that kind of like.
He's got some street in him. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Which is totally cool, man. He's a very respectful, great kid, man.
A good buddy of mine, Kevin Casey. We actually bounced years ago in Hollywood together,
Oh, really?
and we had a few things happen over the years. Co-main event. He's known for his jiu-jitsu, and his striking has always been lacking. Today, it was a 3-round grinding decision. How is he now? He's with the Black House. How have you guys? Is his striking getting better, improving?
Well, you tell me. Do you think his striking's gotten better?
I think he's got a lot quicker, and his punches are more crisp. But his cardio, he gassed, and he said he was hurt. He hurt his knee.
Yeah.
But I actually thought he was going to finish the fight when he had his back.
When he mounted him in the
Correct.
first round, I thought he was going to. You know, it's not easy to be mounted by a Hickson Gracie black belt and not. And it was a little bit scary in the third round when he almost got caught in that arm bar.
Right. I've never seen him submitted. I mean, all the tournaments, I was like, there's no one's going to submit him. And it looked, I don't know, there was 10 seconds left in the round.
Yeah.
Who knows what would have happened.
Right. Yeah. It was a good fight, man. Like I said, all the fights were good. You know, if I could change one thing about it, I wish I would have been a little bit more aware of the mat. You know what I mean? But then again, it doesn't favor anybody. You know, it's not like one guy's slipping and the other guy's not. It just you know.
And was there added pressure because we're in your hometown? A lot of people don't know you're from LA.
Yeah.
But was there more added pressure because it was in your backyard?
I mean, in some ways there was added pressure. You know what I mean? This was I think it took some balls for us to come into LA and do a venue the size of this. You know, the beginning of the night, you know, I was getting a little concerned, but it started to fill in pretty good. You know, we probably had, you know, 3,500 people here. You know, the venue's about a 4,700 person venue the way we had it set up. So, you know, like I said, I'm happy with the turnout, but on the other hand, I'm not satisfied. I know we could do better.
We talked about this, different promotions coexisting with the UFC, and I definitely think that there are promotions that can exist. I mean, you have RFA, you're on number 9 already. Mm-hmm. What is it that makes you be able to do 9 and 10 and 11? I mean, I know you're backed by Access TV or Cuban owns it, but what is it about the product that you're able to take to put on a great product like this?
We have great fighters, and you know, our matchmakers. Scott Cupperth is a great matchmaker, and you know, like I said, we're a young, small company, and we're growing. So I think over the next 12 months, you're really going to see what we're capable of doing, and you know, we have some really big plans for what we want to do. So just keep our nose to the grindstone and just keep trying to put on good events. That's our goal right now.
And my last question is, did you ever imagine in your entire life one day you'd be representing the top fighters? You'd have your own Black House MMA, and then on top of that, you'd be president of your own promotion. Did Ed Soares think that 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, that you could reach a pinnacle of that and still moving and still going forward?
You know, I don't really think about it, to be honest with you. I don't got time to think about it. You know what I mean? It's like, I love what I do. I'm blessed to, you know, work with the guys that I work with, and you know, I really don't sit back and think about it too much, man. I'm just, you know, I'm on to the next. You know, I ain't got no time to think about it. I just want to keep trying to do better and try to, you know, learn. I'm learning. I'm very motivated right now because I feel that me being a promoter is opening up a whole new set of things that I'm learning. You know, I used to promote. My background before I even was in the fight game I was a promoter. I was a big nightclub promoter in Hollywood. I did the Roxbury on Friday nights, Century Club on Saturday nights, Billboard Live, which is now the Key Club. I was the first outside promoter there, so I have experience in promotion. But at the end of the day, you know, the fight game, it throws some different twists in it. So I love what I'm doing. I'm really excited. I'm very motivated to make this work. And you know, you look at the UFC has paved this great road. And when you think about all the, you know, what the UFC is, I mean, the UFC went into debt $45 million before they really started turning it around. And you know, we've made a huge turnaround in the RFA since Sven and I have came on board. And man, I think we have a real bright future. I think we have a good product. We have a good working relationship with everybody, and I'm just looking forward to the future.
That is Ed Soares. It's going on at midnight here in California, so it's 3 o'clock Eastern. He's been up to 7, and he still managed to do an interview with us. I thank you so much for your time, sir.
No problem, man. Take care. Thanks.
This your boy Sugar Shot MC.
My name is Fabrice Verdun,
This is Calvin Gaston.
I'm Leo Machida.
You're watching the Hollywood MMA Show.
Hollywood MMA Show.
Watching the Hollywood MMA Show.